Mic check, checking mics. Mics are being checked. Ooh. Hey, it's one of these streams. It's the lazy kind where I don't do anything fun. As in, I have no plans, so you're not really gonna miss a whole lot now, are you? But how are you doing this Saturday night on a 4th of July weekend? I'm glad the mic is actually working this time. We've had too many points recently when it didn't work. How am I doing? This has been one of the worst weeks of my life, and I figured I'd stream to hopefully get a little bit of levity. We'll find out. Streaming is both simultaneously, like, zen, but then also horrible, because everything I say is completely taken out of context and used against me. So, it can be frustrating, but we deal with it. Thoughts on the AF Pro Talon Mag 2-pack? I mean, it's a mag pack, Lau. What do you think about the mags? Honestly, I don't really care for those mags all that much. I did like the ones that came with the Striker 2.0 and the Maxim Pro. Those were pretty good mags, Lau. I don't know how much I care about the mags in general, though. I still use, like, original Talon mags I bought, 5-10 years ago. Hey, Anthony! What are you doing? What did you do with my finger? I didn't do anything with your fingers, bro, Maxter. I'm just hoping you guys all have them. You're safe. I don't light off fireworks anymore because when I was a kid, I burnt off half my face for a summer. It wasn't pretty. I'm very lucky there's absolutely no scarring, but absolute week of nonsense. Yeah, I can feel that. It's been a week, man. It's been a week. Ugh. You don't want to know what we've been dealing with, but hopefully come Monday things will get a little bit better. No, I don't really think I'm going to be building anything right now. I don't really have the motivation to build right now. Helldiver, there is the one from MHP. I would like to actually build that. I mean, I built that. So, I should be able to build the MHP Helldiver thing. Unsure their house tomorrow? I don't know what that means. I'm an adult, at least in the eyes of the government. Unbury. Oh, were they caught in the floods? Hey, AutoArf. Hey, Fomando. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Honestly, I don't think Nerf would ever do anything like the deploy ever again. It's too cool. Sorry to hear that. I hope they're doing okay, David. I guess it could be a bad week for a lot of people. Hey, Gumball. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Nerf. A while ago, I had some fireworks car things, left a trail of fireworks stuff, and I stood right behind them without shoes. Yeah, Gar, that sounds it. Nerf Pro deploy. Pro players, that's the weird thing, right? I don't think pro players care about gimmicks. They don't even like slam fire. Prickly, I do want one. I don't know when I'll be able to do it. I will be talking to you about that, but I'm sure by the time I have money for it, you'll have a lot of other suitors. But it is a thing that I'd very much like to get my hands on, because it's exactly everything I've wanted. Yesterday was the 4th of July, Aiden. Most pro gameplay modes. That is technically true. It does feel like pro nerfing is kind of boring, but I guess it's kind of hard to balance it out. I was always hoping that, like, competitive Nerf would be about building your own blaster and fielding it, and instead it's just hyper athletes buying and having other people build their blasters, and they run basically all the same thing. I kind of looked at it, Nate. I don't really care. It's been a week, General Strife. It's been a week. Hope you're doing better. Get at least one pro Nerf blaster. I do think the Strife X came out around October when it did launch the year. I don't think we'll see anything. I think Nerf is pretty much done. I don't know if anybody would disagree with me on that. They are phoning it in so hard. They have zero shelf presence. They, as far as I know, only have like 7 or 8 blasters coming out this entire year, and all of them but one is a complete derivative. And you could argue that one is derivative, but it is a new mechanism. It's not a belt fed, I don't think, like the regulator was. It's depressing to see. Hasbro just doesn't care. Hasbro's Hasbro is the no, it's the children who are wrong, like incarnate. I'm sure it'll be pretty uneventful and slow, Diego, but thanks for joining us. I don't want to ever see my favorite intellectual properties get licensed blasters, especially after what I've seen from Hasbro. It's like a monkey's paw. I did kind of see that new dart. I wonder if Siren has stuff cooking. They haven't told me anything. I don't think the downgraded quality wouldn't have happened because of tariffs. The downgraded quality would have happened 2 years ago. So what we're seeing from Hasbro was decided 2 years ago. It's pretty sad. To be fair, I couldn't break mine in half as much as I wanted to, and it technically still functions, the Shadow Speed Recon, but I kid you not, it is one of the cheapest feeling blasters. It's right up there with old xshot. The problem is, like, old xshot was still fun, and Nerf isn't. I do, when I have a chance, hopefully this week, I do plan on going to like Walmart and just buying some random off-the-shelf full-length blaster and comparing it to a brand new out-of-the-box N series. I want to see if the accuracy is as bad as it feels. I heard from a lot of people, including like an old, a friend I've known for a very long time. We worked together when I worked at a pizza place. I heard from him, he got a pinpoint, and he was talking to my older brother, and my older brother told him, hey, like, yeah, he does Nerf, he has a whole channel and everything. And he had bought Nerf blasters for his kid, and we're like, oh my god, they're so much better than they used to be. And he swears that the Nerf pinpoint is super accurate. And I've heard that from more than a couple of people, but I don't see it. I'm not, truthfully, I am not trying to give Nerf N series a bad rap. But every single time I've used N series, it's been horrible. Gar, I wasn't invited. Rather, I got an invitation, and then he ignored my follow-up email. And the email after that asking, like, hey, what's going on? Consummate professional, that Jared. But I assume somebody said something about me, and he just decided he didn't want me there anymore. So, that's the reason why I'm not there. Frustrating, but that's how that guy is. Pinpoint jams a lot? I wonder. It can't be just me. Does anybody feel like N series is actually, like, accurate enough? I don't feel like N series is even, the only time N series seems to perform good is when I'm arcing a shot. I think even my first video on N series, I'm pretty sure it went pretty much the same as every other Elite review. Literally everything is good at close range, though, General. That's a pretty mild take. Pinpoint has musket accuracy. I don't even feel like it has that. N-series pinwheels a lot? Pinwheels? I don't think I've heard that term. See, Alcatraz, I don't agree with that. I feel like Ultra was better in every way. I don't, David, to answer, I don't want to test it against Elite. I want to test it against Waffle Darts or Meteors or even the Nitro Shot Plus. I still have not fired a Nitro Shot Plus dart. I have 2 boxes I've never opened. I've never fired one of the full-length ones. That would be too easy, I feel. I feel like those darts are probably just bangers. Upgrade the ward spring with the Pro Torrent, cut the plate down flat, watch N1 darts fly around. Why would you want that, though, Tim? xshot is good because it's cheap, and it's good enough, and it's fun. Like, I would never say the Insanity series is practical, but it is fun, and it's not very expensive. That's all it really needs to do. xshot is not immune to criticism for, like, reshelling designs, but the thing I like the most so far with xshot is that they'll reshell a design, like the Crusher. We'll get the Omega, which I think was actually technically a little bit different than a Crusher, but it's still basically a Crusher. I don't have an Omega, I need to get one. But then we got, like, the Horrifier, which had the cool little gimmick with the flappy, you know, skull thing. It looked cool. It was fun. And still there's a Crusher, and the Crusher's not a bad blaster. We need to talk about the Crusher. But then we got, like, the Smoking Barrel, which is the same blaster again, but with another gimmick added onto it. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is, like, here's the, you know, to be super pedantic, this isn't true, but here's the Nerf Jolt. Here's the Nerf Rival Jolt. Here's the Nerf Mega Jolt. Here's the Nerf Ultra Jolt. Here's the Nerf N-Series Jolt. What do? They're all just the same thing. That's not actually true, because even, like, the Rival Jolts had gimmicks to them that made them fun. But I just don't see why Nerf does, like, here's a pump action 6-shot, you know, rotating barrel. Here's a bolt action 6-shot rotating barrel. Here's a pullback 6-shot rotating barrel. Like, there's no variation. That doesn't actually change. The internals and the mechanics of the blaster are essentially still the same. The difference is the priming linkage. That's it. And even then, it's like they'll make multiples of each one of those things, and it's frustrating. The thing that always gets me is, like, lever action is so horribly misutilized. They could use that. I'd like to see Nerf do, like, an N-series that's similar to the what was that called? The Double Rush from Boomco, where it was a cylinder, a 6-shot cylinder, but it fired 2 darts at once, so it was a 3-shot, 2-shot shotgun. That'd be cool. More shotgun in general, that'd be cool. Better snipers. Why do we never get, like, true bolt action? It's not even a hard thing to do. They just completely refuse to do it. What was the last one we got? It was probably that weird Fortnite doggo thing. And then before that, I think it was the Rival Jupiter. And that's pretty much the only 2 I think we got, besides the Ultra Pharaoh as well. So, yeah. I think Nerf could do better. They don't care. Maybe they don't need to care, but I don't know if the world will shift in a way in which Dart Zone and xshot will be top dogs. xshot has the potential, because xshot, I think, is quickly becoming one of the biggest toy companies in the world. Every single thing, every toy, xshot's got their hands in it. There's xshot Legos. There's all the blind box stuff they do. There's now xshot blasters. Like, there's xshot everywhere. Do I think Nerf Limited is dead? I don't think so. I think we'll still see it. Maybe not in the same iteration as before. That was the other thing. It's like, there's no reason, like the Nerf Limited Aliens Pulse Rifle. There was no reason for that blaster to be like an ages 8 and up blaster, right? There really wasn't. They could have made that, and they were selling it online too. They had no reason not to make it a pro level blaster. They just didn't care. And it's not like performance is the only thing that matters. I do think that's a conversation that should be had. I don't know how much value proposition you could equate to price. I'm very bad at that, but I don't know how true that is. Have you seen the Brawn Tusk on Phantom Tech's website? Yes, I have one coming, Elijah. I'm very excited. I'm in Zombie Strike 2, Landon. I wish Dart Zone was outside the US. I don't know why they're so stingy on that. Tim, that is a monkey paw. You do not want to see Nerf Pro with all metal body and internals. I think I saw that like Worker was doing something like that. I forget the name of the blaster. It was like last month. I don't know even what to think about that. They have like an all metal pump action magazine, like a all metal Harrier or something, but it's not a Harrier. It's a new design, but it's the same thing. May I ask what happened with the video that was releasing on Monday? I don't remember what video that was, Dave. I've had one of the worst weeks of my life. I'm barely scraping things together as is. Hopefully things will get better soon. I am working on that, but I've blown through multiple catches on it. Then I had to CNC a catch for it, and it's still not quite working the way it should. Evan is sending me I believe a new spring and stuff for it, maybe even a new barrel. We're trying to get that up to the potential it's supposed to be at so I can finish the video for it. I have other videos in the pipeline, but it's been a week. I've been pretty much shut down for the last 2 days. I literally slept for like, I think 14 hours straight on Friday. I didn't do anything. And yeah, it's my anniversary today, our anniversary, I guess. But we're so burnt out. We're trying to take things slow. We'll have a good dinner and maybe watch a movie or something. I don't really want to talk about it, Bro Maxer, because it's personal stuff. But life's been hard. We'll figure it out. My older brother actually took care of us this time, though. I really appreciate that. I don't know how I'll ever pay him back for his support. I never asked my older brother for anything, and he didn't even blink to help me out with this one. We need more blasters like the Boxer Pro. I'm excited for the Boxer Pro. I think the Boxer Pro is... Can we talk about the Boxer Pro real quick? Because, my goodness, that blaster is kind of nuts. I really like the Maxim Pro. And if they can take the Maxim Pro for $40 and then turn around and sell the Boxer Pro for $50, I 1,000,000% expect that blaster price to jump up $10-15. Dart Zone is not new to that. They do it all the time. I think the Boxer Pro will do that. I think they'll sell out instantly at $50. I would buy two at $50. Are you kidding me? And then they'll jump up the price to $65, $70. And that's more like what I would expect for a blaster like that. Do I think it's worth that much? Probably not. But it's also at the point where it's like, I think $50 is so excessively cheap because it has to have two flywheels, a pusher, whatever the pusher is, and on top of those, it has to have some kind of indexing mechanism for the chain. For $50, including 50 darts, which that's $5 value right there, that's a lot. That's actually insanely cheap. My Maxim Pro has a few, I want to say like 100 bags through it, and it's fine. xshot LNG? I don't know of an xshot LNG off the top of my head. Am I missing something? Commander should hit store shelves. It should actually already be on store shelves. If not, it'll be on store shelves within like the next week or two, allegedly. I have an Amazon gift card I am saving specifically for buying the Galactic Commander. I'm really hoping that is an okay blaster. I'm not trying to feel jaded, but I am starting to get like disappointed by the Aegis 8 and up blasters when they're so mediocre. Yeah, there's nothing yet, but I'm hoping we see that Galactic Commander soon. I think the plastic quality will be okay. It doesn't look... That's just something. The Boxer Pro's plastic doesn't look exceptionally good. It doesn't look well detailed, and I really don't like the random, like, coil shock spring they have on the side of it. That makes no sense to me. I don't know why Dart Zone does that. I'd rather them have nothing there, and they put these weird designs on it. But, you know, paint's a thing. Well, I must have sold them out of their old stock then, Deflagration. That's a pretty good blaster, all things considered. Dart Zone Primus. I am kind of excited for that too, Adam. Walcom sits here and eats popsicles. The xshot Insanity. The Clipmania. It's... If you don't have like a Strife, I think the Clipmania is pretty good. What is it, like 20 bucks? Most places it's 20. I've seen it 19 at my local Fred Meyer. Comes with like what, 3 mags, bunch of attachments. That's pretty good. Jay White, it scares me. I don't think about kids when I film my videos. I do try to keep things PG-13, but I hope you're a cool parent. Because if I say something stupid... I remember one of the things that ever upset me the most, and maybe I'm in the wrong for this, probably am, it's me, but I have that shirt that has Jet and Spike from Cowboy Bebop, but it's Beavis and Butthead, and they're sitting on a couch smoking cigarettes, and I got a strongly worded email. It's like, I can't have my son watching your videos anymore because you promote smoking in your videos. It's like, I don't smoke. I'm an asthmatic. I literally have to suck on an inhaler every day of my life. So, like, I'm not trying to promote smoking. I just happen to really like Cowboy Bebop and Beavis and Butthead. It's a perfect shirt. You just can't win with stuff like that. I also try not to say any naughty words on stream, but it does happen. SRB 400, those are okay. I hope you got it for cheap. How much did you buy the Saturspin Recon for? It was 15 when I bought it. It really sucks the way that thrifting has gone. Thrifting used to be so much fun, now everything's so expensive. Why are you letting kids on YouTube? That's bad parenting. I think I cut out a joke in my recent video where it was like, you know, unless you're some kid that's sitting here watching this, embracing the cold unknown of the internet. I don't know if I kept that clip in or not. A lot of my videos get a lot of stuff cut out of them. I thought about, like, if there was like, I might do my initial, like, rough cuts without any transitions or, you know, cropping and stuff like that. I might upload those as, like... not Patreon, but like YouTube member things. I also thought about doing a little thing called like after shots, where after I've done filming the video, I just go to the range and keep shooting it and do some commentary while I'm shooting it. Especially that I got the this little mic. This is such a good little mic. Do you film everything first or film as you go? That's the thing, right? So everybody's like, well, you should film everything first like what Coop did. But when I did that, people didn't seem to like it. People seem to appreciate, and this is, I could be completely wrong, people seem to appreciate first reactions. I kind of do a bit of both, because I always cut, and then I film a bunch of stuff, and then I come back with my formulated opinions. And I think that's the best way to go about it. It could lead to a cluttered video, and I really don't like to do my videos where it's like 5 minutes in and you haven't seen the blaster fire yet. I had people tell me, like, why do you spend so much time looking at Amazon on the dumpster diving? It's like, because when I look at my analytics, people seem to really like that. People say that Walcom only does this for money. Walcom talks about analytics because that's all he cares. No, I legitimately do my absolute best to entertain you guys. So when my analytics show me that you guys aren't watching a good portion of my video, it hurts. And I want to change it and make it better so I can make a video that people like to watch. Arguably, that also makes me money, but I put quite a bit of effort into my video, and I struggle to find the balance between effort and timely releases, which I don't think I'm doing either properly at the moment. But I want to entertain. My first thing that I do in my videos is that I want to entertain you. And a lot of people don't really seem to care about that. I don't know. It sucks, because if I just wanted to give you, I could give you all the information on every blaster ever made in a 30-second short. And is that entertaining? For some of you, yeah, probably. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you don't want to watch a 22-minute long Nerf video. I can guarantee you that my 22-minute long Nerf videos take me 6 to 8 hours to make. So I do my best, honestly. Whether it's good is completely subjective, but I do my best. I promise you that I am trying to make the best quality content that I can. How do I go about starting my own YouTube channel? Look at what other people are doing. Do your own spin on what they're doing. Please learn how to edit videos. There's a lot of creators in this hobby that don't. It's something that I wish we would get better at as a group, as a, people who are making videos. It is the way to grow our audience and grow our entire hobby, is if people put effort into their content. It's important to me. That's something that I firmly believe on. That's why I changed my videos and I worked so hard to get better at what I do, even though the views aren't better. I don't want to toot my horn, but Uncle Sunbro, but I think I've gotten pretty decent at it. At least in my quick, sloppy, whatever you call my editing style. Demon Animator gets a good point. The reason my channel exists is because Scraig from Screw Attack, I met that guy at PAX, and I got to sit there and have drinks and play Street Fighter Third Strike with him. And I told him, I was thinking of making a YouTube channel. He says, my best suggestion for you is do it. And don't stop. Keep going. That's how you make a YouTube channel. You make it and you keep doing it. Yes, I have plenty more dumpster diving videos. They kind of suck to do because that jumpsuit is hot. But I do have some. I have plans. I was actually going to come up here and shoot like 2 or 3 of them at 2 o'clock in the morning when it was cooler. Although it's been a pretty mild summer, all things considered. I do have a fan going next to me, but it hasn't been like my floors are warping because it's so hot up here. Oh, I'm sure that was attractive. That's a great question, Dave. I don't. Other hobbies have kind of taken a back seat. Most of what I do is YouTube. That's a hobby. There's quite a bit of time that I will... And there's that oh, you should monetize every single thing you do, Walcom. I spend a lot of time just shooting at targets with blasters on the range for fun. That's like my decompressor. I do a pretty bad job of recording that because it's kind of a pain to record, and I don't think people really seem to like it. But other than that, it's I have Gunpla and Beyblade. I haven't really done much of those in the past while. Video games. I do pretty decent amount of video gaming, though. I've seen like 90 episodes of Hunter x Hunter in the last week. That's taken up some time. I wish Nerf would bring back some of the vintage arrows. I don't know why Nerf sleeps on doing that stuff. They should really bring back a lot of their old stuff because their new stuff sucks. How much did I spend on my blaster? What blaster? What do you think is the total value of all the blasters behind? Oh, God. I don't know. I have no clue. All the blasters. I have no clue. I don't know what anybody would pay for this. If somebody wants to send me out now. Drunk greetings from Germany. A pro version of the ECS-10. That's like one of my least favorite blasters. Why do you like the ECS-10? If I could repeat the last 10 years of Nerf, I would. Like up until like 2017, I guess everything was good. 2018 was rough. 2019 past that, everything's kind of garbage. Man, I love that double punch though. That's still the best thing Nerf has ever made. Walcom, have you done any beard product sponsorships, LOL? I have a potential ad for Dollar Shave Club, but I don't think any beard-centric products have come my way. I would take a double punch over a strife any day of the week. Double punch is literally my favorite thing Nerf has made now, I'm pretty sure. 20 bucks. I would pay 20 bucks for a double punch. Typing it into Walmart.com. $26. It's pretty low. Not low enough. Oh, that's also like not being sold at their actual stuff. It's being sold by some direct thing. My Walmart should have double punches on the store shelves, but it's been a while since I've been there. Will I bring back Tag Back? Oh, I don't know. People don't seem to really care for Tag Back that much. Maybe I'm just bad at doing them now. I have some plans to do some vintage stuff. I got some vintage Super Soakers sitting out I've been meaning to film on. So there will be some stuff. I actually do shave the tops of my cheeks. I'm scared to shave any of this. Should I build a Cynthia? I honestly think the, what do you call it? The Smiley is way better. The Cynthia can hit harder. But I think the Smiley is the way to go now. Yeah, these are like random. I think they're literally just called like Fun Popsicles or something from Safeway. They're way better than Otter Pops. Otter Pops are a shadow of them for themselves. I don't think I covered all the vintage blasters. There's quite a bit I haven't done videos on. Is the Nerf Needler expensive? It was on fire sale for quite a long time. Let's find out. You can find it loose for around 100. That's pretty expensive. Huh. Yeah, I guess it finally went up in price. Thanks, Dave. I may do a tag back. Tag back of the Demolisher. I don't think I covered the Demolisher. Did I? I think so. Last time I went out to test them, Vesic, the catch broke. I haven't been out to test it since then. So, I will see. Again, the catch should not break now. I also broke the tip of the pusher off, because obviously when I pulled it back and it slipped and slammed forward, it broke the tip of the pusher. I glued it back on, but replacing that would be nearly impossible because it's all glued together. I think the Demolisher's biggest selling point would be the fact that it has an undermounted rocket launcher. I think that would be the Stripe's biggest selling point. I have written out an entire script. I can prove that to you. You start the Elgato. Oh, I can't because I have to plug it in. I do have a whole script written out. I just have to film it, which is the hard part. But there will be an Ultra tag back sooner, I'm hoping. Hey, quiet, Wyatt. I think the stock material for that Bannock would be like $100-something. And that's like one shot, I can't mess it up. That is true, Dragon Master, and at least that's immortalized on YouTube that I did it first. I don't have the Nerf shell ejecting AA-12. Most of those are really expensive and not worth the money. So it's hard to justify buying them. The Flycore, you mean the system? By Old Fusion Designs, I think it's pretty cool. I really like the Quick. I haven't really played much with any of the other designs, but the Quick is good. Practical Nerf was fun. Man, the chat has got a lot of weird stuff going on. It's hard to pick a thread. Trying to find something to talk about. I do want to talk about the Crusher. I firmly believe the xshot Crusher is one of the best blasters, and it could be the best blaster. And I kind of want to see an evolution of it. I think what might be slowing the Crusher down is the linkage on that top handle. It gives you a lot of leverage, which is cool, but I think that's a bit complicated without a lot of money to like beef it up. I kind of want to see, I don't really think this exists much. I want to see a belt-fed pump action that feeds, like, I want to see a Boxer Pro that's pump action. A lot of people would say, well, it's still Walcom, it's already automatic. Why would you want that? You can get a semi-automatic one. There is something about pump action, and there's something about chains. The reason why the Crusher works so well is because you can single shot it, and it works perfectly fine. You can prime it, you can run around. If you see somebody, you can pull the trigger, fire it, pump it again. Or you can just hold down the trigger. You can zip tie the trigger down, it don't matter. And you could just slam that handle back and just empty darts as fast as you can move it. And it's a relatively smooth and light prime. And I think that leads itself well to being an everyman blaster. It's a blaster that is not particularly the best at anything, but it's really good at everything. You've got massive capacity. You've got rate of fire that's really good. You've got decent accuracy. There's really no reason why it couldn't be accurate. You got all these things together that turn it into one of the best blasters you can get. But the problem with the xshot design is that it's just not strong enough. There's also issues with it being, you know, a freaking minigun. It's kind of hard to aim that. Arguably, you could say you don't need to aim with a minigun. And that makes me wish we had, like, you say the rip chain sucks donkey nuts. Something like that, but with the capabilities of using, you know, xshot chains or something. I really want to see a pro version. I think Dart Zone could do it better than xshot, but I want to see essentially just like the xshot Crusher, but in a rifle pump action form factor. I think that would be one of the best blasters ever made ever. It doesn't need to hit more than maybe 150 feet per second velocities. It would be nice if it had the capabilities of using both full length and short darts. But realistically, I think a pump action slam fire chain fed 130 to 150 FPS blaster would be one of the last blasters you would relatively need. A Buzzbee Tetra shot that doesn't chuck, that's actually not a bad, but that thing's way too complicated for what it is. I think that would be, because you have room clearing slam fire, you have corner suppressing, objective covering, and then you also have the ability to run and gun and fire nearly endlessly with no downtime. I'm even okay with these blasters not having delinking, because the more I think about the xshot Crusher and the way the xshot Crusher chain works is you can fire 30, 40 shots off of it, and then when you have any downtime, you just reach down, grab the chain, and twist it, and it will just twist right off. You can toss it or put it in a pack and then move on. You don't need to stop. You can't do that with most of the other chain-fed options out there, but you can with the Crusher, which means it doesn't need an automatic delinker. And the more I think about this blast, the more it's like, it really is one of the best platforms and best, like, you literally can do anything with a blaster like that. The only downside would be weight, but the thing is, like, I don't think it's the MG42. There's a rifle, excuse my, I can't think of the name right now. It might be the MG42. There are rifles out there, like the new one the military just adopted, where it's like, it can go from a standard magazine-fed rifle to a chain-fed. And a lot of video games have that, like, perk that you can add on, where it's like, yeah, you can get way faster reload speed at the cost of switching out the mag for, or the chain for a mag, the belt for a mag, pardon me. And I really do feel like if you give people the option, they'll figure out exactly how they want to run it. And I really hope that this is a platform that doesn't disappear, because I don't think it's even remotely, like, fleshed out yet. There is a huge gaping hole for belt feds, and we're only kind of recently starting to get things that fill those niches. So I want to see a blaster that could do all of that. That's my hopes and dreams coming soon. I'm hoping we get a lever action that's really good. I'm hoping we get a bolt action, like, all off the shelf. Lever action good, bolt action that's good. I actually think we'll probably see both of those things relatively shortly. But I do hope we get a pump action chain fed, like, rifle setup. Like, again, like a pro light command, that's not a bad idea, David, but I mean, like, a crusher, butt pump action rifle. Chain goes out the left-hand side, you know, feeds through, and you can, you know, fire all your shots off with it, and then when you're done, you can just grab the chain, twist it. You can either put it in a pack, throw it down, whatever it is, but you can easily get rid of that weight, move on to your next objective. I think that has a lot of potential. The Saw had that, the MG didn't. That's probably what I'm thinking of. A bolt action that is chain fed? I don't think so. That would be incredibly awkward. M249? Okay. That makes more sense, Fire Guy. I think we could get there. I really do. I think chains are not utilized enough, and it's really one of the only ways. Like, you could talk about, like, drum mags. Getting drum mags that work reliably in Nerf is super hard, and then on top of that, it's like, you know, a normal drum, you could just drop it, you don't care. 3D printed ones, you don't really want to do that. They're expensive. People steal mags all the time. You imagine getting your drum stolen. Stuff like that. It's frustrating. I kind of hope that we get more. The only other thing I really want to see is like more to do with like the Dominator, like dual stack, higher capacity, you know, 40, 50 rounds. I think that's pretty underutilized. I guess you'd call that like a heavy assault rifle setup. That was one of my favorite weapons in Blacklight, was the heavy assault rifle, because I think they made it to where it's like it hits super hard and had like a 40, 50 round mag. Why is the original Nexus so ugly? Yeah, that's a great question, Dragon Master. Chains are amazing, but I really appreciate them letting the link sets together and fostering that by selling chain packs. I mean, it's just leave money on the table if you don't. Probably something wrong somewhere, Adam. Because, like, how hard do you think... I don't know if we have a good enough picture of the, Let me take a look at the Boxer Pro. If we get a good picture of...
Let's rock!
What? G80 with a $50 super chat out of nowhere. Thanks for the beard hair, Walnut S6. Send me more soon. Buddy, you can have all the beard hair you want if you're making a beard effigy. Holy crap, thank you very much for the $50. That's completely unreasonable. I was like trying to look for a picture of the chain on the Boxer Pro. Can't seem to get a good view of it. It's not letting me zoom in on the Walmart website. I was hoping to see if it had like the little pins in it or if it was a plastic linkage or not, because Dart Zone generally does like the little pins, which has to be annoying and expensive for them to make. My mags sometimes fall out of my Fury X after dry firing it. Well, stop dry firing it. Just funded Walcom's Boxer Pro. I don't want to shave my beard. You guys don't want to see my double chins. That's the best part. It's the secret life hack for fat people, is that if you grow a beard, it hides your double chin. It's unfortunate that YouTube takes like 30% of all the super chats. You didn't have issues with it binding up on you, Demon? Because like when I modded mine, I put a Kraken in for the pusher motor, and when I tried to run it, it just bound up immediately. It's like there was too much torque on the motor, and it wouldn't actually work. When I swapped it back to the original motor, it worked fine. Hey, Ren. Dude, Keltech is awesome. I will not take that slander anywhere. Keltech is amazing. I could survive solely off Keltech offerings for the rest of time. Have you ever met Coop in real life. Yes, I have met Coop and I have pictures with him. That being said, I don't think he was very fond of me at all. Cricket Pro times 2x shotgun barrel. Are there aftermarket barrels for the Cricket Pro yet? I know there's some for the Solo. I printed them out. Oh, you just reminded me that I have targets coming. Those new Nerf targets, they're sending them to me. They said no strings attached. I don't have to do a video if I don't want to. Which is great. That's how every review should be. They're not paying me. They're paying me. I don't even know what to say to that, Bob. Thank you. Legitimately, thank you. And that's gonna make me cry, man. I really appreciate it. What do you want, Bob? What you bought me? What do you want? What do you want to do? I don't stream expecting anything. Come on, Bob. Don't leave me hanging. People arguing in the chat about Bob, I will do better. Thank you so much. Sincerely. What would be the best oversized pro pistol? I don't know. There was a blaster I saw the other day that made me go, yeah. Somebody, I saw a cut down Alpha Hawk. Like, it looked so cool. That's like, I was like, man, I wish I would have done that years ago. And so it's like trying to think of like, what would make like a really nice, just chopped off pro blaster. Is there really one in there? Because most of the pro blasters actually need their barrel length. Hey, Black Widow. Get in my van. I'm not getting in your van, Schizo Bob. It's not happening. Keltech is the Buzzbee of firearms. You take that back, Rocky Pixel. If it wasn't for YouTube immediately shutting down the stream, we'd go to Keltech's website right now, and I'd say good things about every single thing. Thoughts about doing your tag back on the Whip Messenger? I actually found the shell of the Whip Messenger recently. Like, it's in a box. I have the whole thing, I think. We'll get more dumpster diving, I promise. I have, like, those boxes you see right there. Those are dumpster diving things. I will get them done. Hopefully the videos are somewhat funny. Those take a little bit more for me to try to figure out how I'm going to go about them. Because I got to have Freddy, and I got to have some kind of funny thing going on. I did have a moment where I was trying to work on like a really terrible green screen of like us in a dump truck driving. I have some plans. I try to do those with some amount of silliness to them. Anyone else fiending over the Buccaneer? Is the Buccaneer the long boy, or is that the Renegade? Hola, Jolly Jenkins. It's the Pepper Box. I was really sad when I watched, I think it was Bots and Blasters video on the Renegade, and it was like that big with a little tiny stock. I was like, oh, come on, man. Oh, Helmway, I didn't see you. Thanks for coming in. You're amazing. I wonder when all that stuff's... It looks like it's going to be fall. And to be fair, we haven't seen... I want to remind people, we haven't seen the target side of Dart Zone. Right? Because we knew about the Aeon Pro and Nexus Pro X, and the Striker and the Venom just kind of came out of nowhere. I think I've seen stuff like that on Amazon. The, like, stripes to have select fire in them. I don't know what to tell you, Foam Addicts. There's a lot of mods. They do a lot of things. It's going, Skinny. How about you? How you doing? The Jurassic World movie? Like the one from, like, 98, 99? Is that old? I remember seeing one of them in theaters as a kid. I haven't seen any of the more recent Jurassic Parks. It also happens, Foam Addicts, where it's like they go to like right click on someone's name and they hit the wrong thing. It does happen. You can't like undo it. If there's like a ban, I have to like go into the weird part of the YouTube system to unban people. It's not fun. And because they just list everything in a big frickin', it's horrible. The YouTube like banned list is so obnoxious to try to dig through. Harvest Sprite is the local the movie expert. I mean, people usually get timed out for talking about Coop in general, just because it's such an overplayed, like, thing. And it's like why we don't try to bring him up. Not any disrespect to Coop, it's just, you really can't have, like, it. We're talking 2 years later, and people are ever news. I miss Coop. Coop was the best. Walcom sucks. Where's Coop? And it's like, it kind of gets grating after a while over the years. Did you see the thing I sent? I don't know what you're talking about, Vanessa. The thing you sent? Would a Vortex? I don't think so, Red. Not only are they too wide, but Vortex relies on spin, not air pressure. Homely says he was talking about time it out for the argument in general. Man, I wish Coop would come back, though, because then views would go up. It would be great. Yeah, Vortex is... But the good thing about Vortex discs is that they're pretty much indestructible. Like, not literally, but in terms of, like, regular foam flinging, yeah, they're pretty much indestructible. What is my favorite band? Man with a Mission. It's my favorite band. I don't even know what that is, Harvest. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I had to stop using Boomco and Vortex, because I would come home with a lot less than what I brought. You think a solenoid pusher flywheeler for Dart Zone's next target drop? I don't think solenoids add enough to warrant using them in a production, like, on store shelves. I mean, it's definitely one of those, like, bougie things. I don't think... You correct me if I'm wrong, and I usually am. I don't think solenoids add anything other than tactile, like, feedback. Make sure you're loading it right, Fire Guy. There is an option, or like an operation to those 40 rounders, but yeah, they aren't the most reliable things ever. I'd rather build my own Nerf tank. None of your business. Did you cast it? The ward has the same tube as the Iron Fire. Okay. Yeah, I saw it now. I didn't leave this match with 40. I mean, you leave the match with like 12. And it's like, you're actually like walking around picking up discs. You're like, where the hell are all the discs at? Like, where's all the boom count? What's going on? Oh, right. I'm supposed to see Solenoid next week, right? Yeah, that's next weekend. Time flies. Firefly come? Eh. Honestly, that's the hardest thing about Nerf shotguns. Is like trying to get one that's actually useful. The Fireflies are cool. It's like my favorite blaster. I don't know if it's necessarily that good to use though. Like, you can't even, like, shotguns aren't like a close range. They're more of a mid-range. Close range, I found the Firefly to be almost useless. Medium range, they are ridiculously good. Am I going to Jared's Epic Blast Round? No. I allegedly wasn't invited. And I say that as in I was sent an invite, and then when I replied to it, I was ignored. So make sure you ask him personally on stage, where's me, and tell me what he tells you. Because you know the truth now. So it'd be really funny to see what he says to you in person if you ask him when you're trying to get your t-shirt signed or something, and you ask him, hey, where's Walcom? I wonder what he'll say. Because he ignored me. Do it. It'll probably change your entire opinion on that man. Let me know what he says. The Judge is... I hate the Judge deflagration. I absolutely deplore that blaster. AK style blaster was released. I don't know what you mean by AK style. You can make a Strife look like an AK. I made an AK out of a Strife with the rock-in mag loading and everything. Anyone want to buy a Megalodon shotgun drum? Gosh, that's something that I should sell. I have so much filament right now. Get a license for that, just sell those. I have like 7 or 8. I keep buying Megalodons too. I did kind of think of a use for the Lancer. Do I still have that red plastic? I found a use in my head for the Lancer. I think the Lancer, if you zip tied the trigger down and you mounted it on your arm, I think the Lancer would actually be really good. I'm gonna go grab it really quick. So, the actual thickness of the Lancer isn't that much, right? And you could just zip tie the trigger down, or probably remove most of everything back here. Whatever this is connected to in here, pin that down, so it always slam fires. There are darts in here. And it's a really easy prime. So if you mounted it on your arm and you just had like the option to like just reach over and slam fire it, I think that would work really good. You can even mount it upside down, and potentially you could just like push it against an object and fire it, push it against yourself or a piece of like a strap or something and fire it, because it is a really light prime. And that might be the use for the Lancer. I don't think anybody has talked about that. Nobody really even talked about the Lancer itself. But I'm betting most of this blaster could be removed, and you could literally just have a thing on your arm. Can't cut down the barrel, unfortunately. But I think that's a good use for it. Man, the double dealer's done dirty. Inline clip,
Let's
half
rock.
dart, 100 plus capacity with Greg plunger tube will really work. Trust me, bro, I know physics. I mean, I wonder how much of an inline, like, RSCB you could get with the Greg. Pro Trilogy? Oh, man. I'm surprised I didn't like the Trilogy as much as I should have. Thanks for the 23 months, Classic. It's not a very strong package, Dragon Master. Mine was falling apart when I got it. How's the drone from your Mega XL sniper video? As far as I remember, it still flies. I don't know where I put it. I should have to look for that, because I gotta kill that drone. The Greg will destroy that drone. The Greg should destroy it, and it should just explode. I haven't tried to use those drones outside. I have a feeling they won't work. I'm really worried about it just sailing off into the sunset, but that is better, General Strife. Greg versus Shadow Speed Recon. I don't, there's, the heads of them are going to be, like, it's more impact, but it's like, if you're shooting something, like, it would break a computer screen. I don't think it would, break a, like a plastic blaster. It might be able to break something off a blaster, because the head is going to compress. The foam is going to compress. That being said, we have targets. We're gonna try. Yeah, Bamboozler, you got to use my Amazon affiliate link there. Deal? Still waiting on a reply, Bamboozler. What's my favorite video game? Do I have a favorite video game, honey? Do I have a favorite video game? It's probably DJ Max. Probably Guns. Probably S4 League. I don't know. I don't really have a game that I just like keep going back to and play over and over and over again. It might have been The World Ends With You. I do like The World Ends With You, but I don't know if it's like my favorite of all time. I think I had it. It's the, I have linked it before in a video, Bamboozler. Nikkei. I do play a lot of Nikkei. Have I tried RimWorld? I have not, but I know of it. Jet Set Radio. I do like some Jet Set Radio Future. I don't know about Jet Set Radio, like Jet Grind Radio for the Dreamcast, but I do like Jet Set Radio Future. Monster Hunter for the PSP. Monster Hunter Portable 2G, or Freedom Unite, I guess. Favorite Final Fantasy? It's probably Final Fantasy 9. I think Final Fantasy 13 would be after that. What's your opinion on that burrito you had in that one video? It was just a burrito from Safeway, my dude. I do like Metal Gear Solid. I feel like I've played and beaten most of them. I don't think I finished 5, but I did finish 4, did finish 3, did finish 2, did finish 1, did finish Portable Ops and Portable Ops Plus. Never finished Acid. I wonder if I should play through Acid. Never played Peace Walker, believe it or not. I don't know why. Steel Ball Run. I actually kind of am Diego. It's my favorite JoJo. They kind of already did that with that Nerf Super Blast game, Plushinator. Spent more time with Mario Kart than I have with my family. Ooh. Mario Kart's one of those games that gets super boring super quick for me. I use my lipos as long as the motors do it. I use my lipos on pretty much everything. They're very cross-compatible. I mean, I haven't watched Kamen Rider since Geats, so I'm apathetic. I don't know how I feel about that. The Zeets driver, he looks like a form for either 01 or Revice. Very much looks like a throwback. I'm getting some hardcore 01 vibes. And Fies, and the original Kamen Rider. What is with these names? Kamen Rider Zeets? I'll check it out. I mean, we're due for a good Kamen Rider finally. I heard some good things about Gav, but after the first episode, I completely fell off. I really liked Mod Nation Racers. I actually did play the devil out of that. Kamen Rider Zeets. Very much, very Thighs flashbacky in a way. But the suit definitely looks like 01 or Revice in more muted colors. They're all completely different series, Lord Popcorn. They share some similar elements, but they're all completely different stories, completely different characters, all that stuff. Crash Team Racing sucks. That is an opinion that is garbage. Crash Team Racing is actually really good. That was when Crash Team Racing came out for the PS1, it was so much better than like every Mario Kart. So much better. Have you played the new FNAF? I haven't. I think the last play that I played was the VR one, the first one. Will Siren release more blasters? I think they will. They talked to me that they were planning on some stuff. Not that I can divulge anything. Whether those came to pass or not, I have no idea. Crash Team Racing was really good. It's still really good. I've never played the remake, but the PS1, I played it. It runs on this, believe it or not. So I played it on this last time I had it. That is a game I should download and put on the... I did fix my I replaced my broken... I broke this boy. And it made me sad. It probably doesn't have any juice left, but yeah, the screen's broke, unfortunately. I do have another one. This isn't mine. This is the wife's. And now that we only have the one, I'm going to take good care of it. So I got this. It was on Amazon. I've wanted one for a very long time. Talked myself out of getting one multiple times. Decided to finally pick one up, and it's amazing. I love it. I actually have Pistol Whip. I've played that. Man, them Pizza Hut demo discs went pretty hard. I think that was the first time I played Ape Escape as a Pizza Hut demo disc. I've played quite a bit of Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. As a sandbox, it's fun. As a game, it's pretty awful. There's too many video game channels. I don't think I can add anything unique to that. With a pusher, like a sliding breach, it's very easy, Navgi. The best Nerf blaster with the best gimmicks? I'm going to say the Double Punch. I think the Double Punch is fantastic. My stomach is starting to bother me, and I don't know why. I've had waffles, I've had water, and I've had popsicles today. Why would my stomach be bothering me? I'm gonna see if it doesn't stop, but if it don't stop, I'm gonna have to shut down the stream. Sugar? Maybe. There's not a whole lot in those popsicles, though. They're like 30 calories a piece. I believe that's been done, Landon. It can work. It's just kind of a waste of a blaster to mod. But making like a shell that fits on over the rocket post, that has been done. Sorry, I'm focusing somewhat hard. Not trying to die, son, bro. But it's one of those where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit here and wait, see how we feel. A couple of minutes. Crusoe Mark III taking a break from sewing and mods and blasters. Have you seen the fabric 3D print hybrid stuff, Fomando? I've seen a lot of that recently, and it looks pretty cool. You like print out a layer, you put fabric down, and then you print on top of it. Bolt action sniper shotgun. I don't think we'll get a shotgun. Yeah, for cosplay it'd be amazing. It should be done. There is probably... So, what's going on with the Greg is it's not hitting as hard as it should. The most I got out of it, I think, was like a 236. And they're supposed to hit like 250, 280. But I have a longer barrel with the same spring load. So, Evan, who made the original Greg, is sending me a new barrel and spring, I believe. He thinks that I should shorten the barrel with a stronger spring and I'll probably get more performance out of it. So I think he said that'll be here Tuesday. And that's when I'll try to get everything finished. What am I 3D printing next? I have no clue. I don't really have a hardware kit for anything right now. Potentially? I don't know. I need more hardware kits. I can just... I'll post the link. Bamboozler. There you go. Buy that one. You might need an adapter. If you're going from XT60 to XT30, there are adapters on Amazon as well. Oh. Who do I main in TF2? I haven't played in a long time, but I played Scout and Demo Man. Those were my two go-to. I've been playing Mecca Break. I've been enjoying that. I'm kind of bouncing between Falcon, Neurokami, and... oh my god, I forgot its name. It's the coolest. The Pinaka, whatever. Pinaka is like the coolest character I've ever played in a video game ever. Because it's a support, but it has a shotgun. A laser shotgun. It has a ring on its back. And if you use your ability, the ring floats above you and turns into a shield, which is pretty cool. But it's also what your shotgun comes out of. But you can also throw the ring onto an ally to shield them. And your shotgun still comes out of it. So you can throw it on, like, if there's like the axe dude, whatever it's called, you can throw your ring onto the axe dude, and if he like he does this thing where he makes like a wall around him, and you're trapped in there with him for like 5 seconds, he'll probably kill you. Then he also has a shotgun. Like, you control the fire, but it's amazing to, like, I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. Like, it reminds you of something like Zatch Bell or like Kurokame, if you've ever seen that, where it's like I'm sitting in the background healing while also shielding things and then killing them with a shotgun. So I'm just kill stealing from everybody. It's so much fun. Never have I played a support in a game that is that much fun. So yeah, I like it. Is there a good full auto kit for the Raven? I don't know if there's still one around, Landon. Maybe? There's been quite a few. It's not really that hard to make a Raven full auto. Yeah, I have a Grizzled Veteran thing in TF2, but I haven't played it since, like, Man vs. Machine came out. I don't play Valorant. I don't know if I have a favorite one for Land Arrow. I've only ever used the one. Yeah, that's the problem with the Raven, is that trigger pull is garbo. Usually when they're like that string, it's for like people who can't buy them, especially if you're in like another country. The only way you can get it is off eBay. Best Nerf style bow, like an actual pullback and release. Probably one of the Marky Sparky, like Fobo things if you want an actual arrow. But if you want like a fun Nerf bow. There is, what is it called? The Pyro Strike bow? Isn't that, somebody said something, Nerf Pyro Strike? Somebody was like, I've never heard anybody talk about the Nerf Pyro whatever. The Nerf, the Nerf Strato bow, right? Strato bow is one of the most fun things that Nerf has made. It is ridiculously cool. If you can get one for a reasonable price, under $20, I would heavily recommend it. But it's not an actual normal bow. It's full bow action, but it's not a normal. Double-barreled sledge fire? I have. I believe I actually got through a good portion of the build at one point, but I wasn't liking how it was turning out. It's actually a little bit more difficult than I want it to be. I had a Trainer Dragon 2 crossbow shield. I actually have one of those, and it's one of those cursed objects where I have one in the package. I've always wanted one, and then I found one in the package. I don't have one loose. I actually have, Navgy, because I did that joke in my double punch video. No, I think the Brute Pro is actually something to be somewhat excited for, Jolly, because it is, like, if you don't have the Dart Zone Pro Mark 1 or 2, the fact that it's on store shelves is good, and it might actually have some upgrades over those. You never know. Yes, COD Ghosts. That was not a good one. It did have the dogs. You don't? You have a ton of Nightingale and some Venom mags? Well, I don't see why you wouldn't want the Brute Pro. I think it seemed, at least on paper, kind of underwhelming, because it was like, okay, they're rehashing this again. It could be good. I hated COD Ghosts with a passion when it came out. It was not great. That was like one of the first PS4 games, and it was rough. The dogs really did put a damper on that game. Maybe, Adam. We have a couple of cats and rats, Captain. Ultraman Nexus transformation device. I've actually never been an Ultraman thing, Alf. I do like Kamen Rider when it's good. Do I miss messing around with the Hellhound? I legitimately don't know where that blaster is at the moment. A-Tree, I sure hope you're of legal age. Do I play Overwatch? I played the first one when it first came out. My favorite character was Ben. And Zarya. Those were the two I played the most. You'd hope so, Alf. You'd hope so. With how slow they are bringing that over, though. Tag has a good video where he ranted about that. I think it was great. Do I play? I was just talking about it. Yeah, I've been playing Mecca Break for the last couple of days. Any Kamen Rider you'd recommend? Kamen Rider Geats was fan-freaking-tastic. I really enjoyed Kamen Rider Geats. I didn't really like Revice. I didn't really like Gav. Saber was an affront to God. What was that? Gotchard. I can't tell what one was worth, Saber or Gotchard. They were both really bad. No, Plushinator, because Nerf calls them clips. It doesn't bother me. As a bit of an ergo snob, I cannot believe they put an MG42 grip on the Boxer Pro. You know more about it than I do, Dave. Deno's pretty good. Deno's pretty good. Kamen Rider Ghost. I couldn't get into it at all. I tried. I think I lasted 3 episodes. I like the suit. I think the suit is cool. I like the like hood gimmick when he transforms. I think the standby sound is fantastic. But it has that little ghost puppet, and that ruins the entire show for me. Any of those Kamen Riders that have little things like that, that was like, when I watched Gachard, I'm like, nope, this is going to get annoying. It's going to be so annoying. At least in like Forze, the like burger, fry, soft drink robot things, like they don't make a lot of noise and they weren't really prominent. Like in Geats, I guess there's the Fox motorcycle is kind of a character, but not really. But when like one of the main characters is a puppet, I check out. I'm done. It's really hard to make a character like that endearing to me. Yes, I hate Teddy from Persona 4 with an absolute fiery passion. Morgana wasn't much better. Where's the Mongzong? That's what I want to know. I asked recently. They said not quite yet ready for the video. So I've had these blasters for 2 months and can't do a video on them. My least favorite 3D printed blaster, probably that pump action Night Finder thing that never really worked. Looked so cool, did not work. Kamen Rider G3 just looks so cool. I wasn't a big fan of, was that Agito? I not a big fan of the show, but I really like that suit design. Teddy from Persona 4 deserves to exist. No. Best flavor for Monster? You know, it's probably Bad Apple, but they didn't release it over here, and I've never had it. I just assume it's the best. My favorite was Aussie Lemonade, and it's gone. I'm trying not to drink much Monster anymore. Colonel Wasp 77 or PK1S? I don't think you can find the 77 anymore, Peter Lee. I don't think you can. So probably a BK1S. TBR bow? I don't think so. Favorite single shot other than the Jolt? The Gucci Jolt. It was nothing like those characters. I would have skipped a season like Gotchard, but I gave it a chance. Oh, God, no. I saw this little hopper thing, and I'm like, this show's going to be terrible. And the whole train, and I was like, no, I'm done. 1 episode, I'm out. I tap out. No, for Landero. I will not. The Serious? Yeah, I've seen those. Frontline Foam offered to send me all of those, but you guys always complain when I do Frontline Foam stuff. So I can't do the video because I don't have the blaster. It's kind of... I don't want this hobby to be a monopoly, but I also want the shops to do a good job. I've never been done wrong by Frontline Foam. I was shopping with them long before I actually was ever sent anything from them. But there's too many people that have too many stories with them. I did tell them that I don't think I can work with them. And it sucks because again, that stuff, like they've offered to send me a lot of stuff. They're very generous to me. And considering that they don't even need to send me anything because they can just send it to whoever, and those other people get tons more views than I do. Yeah, I don't know. I'd really like to, but this hobby has a huge problem with stuff like that. And granted, I can only say that because I've never experienced the problems people have experienced with Frontline. So it's probably best that I just don't work on it. Which is, it could be more content, but I'd rather people be safe and happy, to be honest. Yeah, I've been buying stuff from them since then, but I've also bought, I bought quite a few things from Frontline Foam over the years. And they also sent me a lot. I think so for Landero. I think I saw it. I don't know. Because, like, I've never seen these short dart drums work good. I bought 3, which was like $180 of like the ones that I have, the drums, which are super cool looking, and none of them work right. They're either too much pressure or not enough pressure on the dart. I do own the Moab. It's sitting on the shelf. I do own the Moab. Have a good night, Atri. Peter, I have a whole video planned on dart punching. I really want to experiment with dart punching. I don't think it's something that we really talk about too much. The Delta Trooper's a newer blaster. They're fairly similar in the way they operate, except for the Delta Trooper isn't pump action, it's slide based. But they're both mag fed, they're both slam fire. Honestly, the Delta Trooper's a pretty mad blaster. The funniest part is that if you were to pick up a Delta Trooper and you feel how thick and nice and rigid the plastic is, compared to the new Nerf stuff, it's night and day difference. Favorite ammo type for me? It's probably Boomco. Sorry about the yawn. Not cans? Not cons? No, I do not. They mentioned something coming out in fall, and I'm guessing those are the blasters coming out in fall. Oh my god, Classic. I didn't even notice his dollar. Oh my god, Classic, are you still here? I'm sorry. I just looked over and saw that. I'm really bad at this. I'm so sorry, Classic Real. Thank you very much for the $1 donation. It's now a black pancake. The Nerf Rival Saturn's actually worth quite a bit now. Modding a flywheeler or buying a pro one? The thing with flywheelers is you could do either or. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Yeah, but you still sent it, and I didn't even say anything. I'm sorry. That's not fair to you. Yeah, Saturns are going to be one of those things where if you thrift one, you can easily turn around and sell it for like 50, 60 bucks right now. I did not know that, Primaris. My stomach is not doing good, and I may have to tap out. I am very zen. The Mega Blaster that came with a 10-round mag. The Tyrant? Buzzbee Tyrant? I don't think I have a Jupiter target. I think I have a Mercury target. But I do have, I think, 3 Jupiters. I do have a Jupiter in box. It's one of those things I thought about, like, selling. Because I think an in-box Jupiter is worth a stupid amount of money right now. Like, just the loose blaster looks like it's selling for, like, 70 to 100 bucks. And I have one that's in box. I bought one and never did anything with it. Do you think the Boxer Pro can compete with the piston pump? I think they're different blasters for different uses. I believe I mentioned that in my video where I think I'm glad that the Boxer Pro isn't like trying to chase the coattails of the Dart Zone or the xshot piston pump. It would be really boring if Dart Zone came out with the same kind of like AEB. It would be really boring. I'm glad that these companies seem to almost work together in that regard. They're like, hey, I'm going to release this AEB, so I'm going to release this LMG, you know, that kind of thing. It sucks when it's like, here's Dart Zones, you know, pump actions, here's xshots, pump actions, and stuff like that. The xshot long shot being fundamentally different than the Striker or the Nexus Pro is really cool, because there's legitimate reasons why you'd want to pick up one over the other. The physical targets are E-Shooter Sentry 2 targets. The digital targets are Gunpower SMTs. Oh, that's a steal, Steve. You should probably jump on that, because they sell for a lot more on eBay. I say sell. They're priced a lot higher. I don't know how much they actually sell for. I haven't seen that for Landero. Hopefully that comes out. Zeus or xshot AEB? I think the xshot AEB is better. I firmly think the xshot AEB is nicer than the BK1S. I do have the Action Experience Blaster. I should do a video on that. I wouldn't say so, Demon Animator. You could, and it'll probably take a decent mod, but it's really, like, not the best pump linkage and stuff. I don't think so, Quiet Wyatt. It's hard to keep track of all of the projects and stuff. I just had a really rough week, Aiden. It's been one of the worst weeks ever. And right now, my stomach's bothering me. I may have to call it quits. I don't want to, but I may have to, because it's really uncomfortable. I think I want to lay down. It's kind of coming and going. $10 Chronoses? A Chronos should cost more than $10 at this point. I would think a brand new Chronos would be like $25-30, because they've been off shelves for like a decade. Maybe not off shelves for a decade, but it is like a 2015-2016 blaster, I think. Boxer Pro or Primus? I like the Boxer Pro. The Primus is not really my jam. Boxer Pro is definitely more of my jam. If I were to design my blaster, it'd probably be... the thing that I want the most that I don't have is I want a semi-auto, like an AEB pump back. Like I want a semi-auto shotgun. I want a Firefly that is an AEB. I didn't know those were still around, Paper Plastic. It's the same thing as the normal one, just with extra stuff. And it's in a better color, in my opinion. I've had like two different companies tell me they're going to send me that NERF Kart 98K, and neither of them have. I'm sure it will, Aiden. I don't know if they'll discontinue NERF. It's an IP to them. I don't think it's I don't think they're gonna do more than like do the bare minimum of blaster releases and then license out the IP like they have been doing. I do not have an Owlies near me. I don't think they exist in Washington. Guys, I hate to say it. I'm gonna have to go. I'm really uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to go lay down. My stomach's really bothering me. I'm sorry. I really am. I'd like to stream for longer. It's been fun. But yeah, clearly something is wrong with my stuff. So thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much to Bob the Builder and G80 for your super chat and donations. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next weekend. Maybe Solenoid will be here. I don't know. I don't know when they plan on coming over. They just said next weekend. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much. We do these live streams most Saturday nights. I know I've been a little bit sluggish on that, but we'll get there. Sorry for cutting off early. Yeah, my stomach's bothering me. I'm going to go lay down. But you guys are awesome. Thank you. Videos are coming. I know I always say that, but they really are. I promise. I tested them. I just have to make sure that video is as good as I can get it. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.